Flex time sugar, Durianrider. Alright, now this video may contain some adult language. So if you've got kids around, maybe put the earphones in. Might not. Someone's can't help himself. Get excited. This one, sugar gives me anxiety. White sugar, the white stuff. Sugar is a drug. Sugar is a drug. Sugar's a poison. Sugar. Oh, nothing gets people more crazy. Nothing. Right? Nothing. I mean, maybe a few things. Let's say nothing nutritionally gets people as crazy as sugar. Right? If you walk around to a restaurant and you go to a cafe and you plonk this on your table and you're like, put it on your food, on your cereal or whatever you're having, your rice or whatever, put it in your fruit juice or your acai bowl, people are going to be like, if you get your protein powder, put it on there. Oh wow, they're having protein powder. Like, oh wow, cool. Get your Udo's oils. Oh, healthy fats. Oh, look at that. Wow, pretty cool. Wow, a person's really into health. Sugar, isolated refined sugar. Oh my god, like what are they doing? Oh my god, I'm getting anxiety. I'm getting flipping out. Sugar, man, it gets people. It's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed reaction. Protein powder, what's that? Refined protein, refined amino acids. What's oil? It's refined fat, refined fatty acids. What's sucrose? Sugar, table sugar. It's refined sugar from the cane plant, the beetroot, etc. Right? Beet sugar, which we don't really have in Australia. Australia, we use cane sugar. Same, sucrose. And so all of a sudden, refined oils, healthy, as long as it's $80 a bottle and it's omega-3 or whatever. Protein powder is healthy, even though it's industrial waste product from the pea or the whey or albumin, egg, whatever. It's industrial waste product. It's healthy, it's expensive. It's like, wow, status. But sugar, this cost me $1.80 Australian. $1.80, 2 kilos. Now, the topic of the video here, again, this is one of my pet subjects, so I can just ramble for hours on it. But this video isn't a diss to anyone. A lot of people write me, Harley, I had some sugar, I feel anxious. And I literally, how many people have said that to me over the last 20 odd years of sugar promotions? A lot of people. I had some dates, I felt anxious, I had some banana smoothie, I felt anxious, I had some rice, I felt anxious, I had some sugar on my smoothie, I felt anxious. It's like, yeah, because you're like, up here in your head. Sugar helps the transport of tryptophan, helps the serotonin production, it helps dopamine, it calms you. So if you're getting anxious, that's on you. That's your belief system going, oh, I'm having fruit, oh, I'm having rice, I'm having carbs, I'm having sugar. That's just you, man. All right? Man, manette, people, girls, guys. That's just on you. That's nothing to do with this biochemically, nutritionally, biologically, whatever you're going to call it. That's purely psychosomatic. I know that because you could put some stevia or some fake sugar out there and put it on people's food and they'll still be like, oh, it's really sweet. I should feel guilty for this. Calm down. Deep breath. Chill out. Chill out. Go a bit easy on the caffeine. Go a bit easy on the stims. Better yet, if you're a person who suffers from anxiety, don't use stims. What are stims? Green tea, cocaine, theobromine, cacao, you know, all the smart drugs, the Ritalins, the Adderalls, the Dexies, all that stuff, meth, ice, whatever. Well, I wouldn't use ice. I drink green tea though. Obviously, there's a big difference there. But green tea is a mild stimulant. You know, it depends on how much you have as well. So if you do suffer from anxiety, don't use stims or use them very rarely. Stims will just make you more. If you've got a bit of a brain, then that's just going to make it even worse. 100%, man, 100%. Right? So just cut out the stims. Relax. You know. If you want to boost, have more carbohydrate. Go to bed earlier. Get involved with what you're passionate about. Whenever I hear someone knocking on sugar, you could throw a bucket of water, ice water on me at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. I'll be dead sleep, deep REM sleep, which you get enhanced when you're on a lot of carbohydrate, sufficient carbohydrate. You can throw that bucket of ice water on me, and I'll be like, oh, what's going on? What are you doing? And, you know, and a TV camera could be in there going, Durianrider, is sugar good or bad? And I'll be like, oh, wow, this is a good opportunity to back up sugar, you know, back up carbohydrates, to really like show, you know, I'd just be so on point in that instant. That's what gets me driven. And so I encourage people in life to find what drives you, what you're passionate about. And I see so many people suffer from fear of carbohydrate. And carbohydrate is starches, rice, potatoes, corn, fruits, bananas, jackfruit, mangoes, whatever comes in your head, and sugars, which is, glucose, fructose, sucrose, maltodextrins, etc. People have this fear about it. They just have this fear about it. And I was there myself one time. I'd eat fruit, I wouldn't eat rice. But like, it's pretty much the same thing, calorie-wise, glucose, protein, fat, macro-wise. It's like, and same with refined sugar. I'd drink cane juice, but I wouldn't have cane sugar, which is just a fancy way of saying it's dehydrated, evaporated cane juice. And so, so I was like making these things in my head, and I remember some people pointed out, Fred Patnard was one. I was drinking cane juice. I'm like, I don't do refined sugar. And Fred's like, hang on, back up. Harley, you're drinking cane juice. And I'm like, yeah, this is raw living enzymes. It's like, yeah, it's cool, bro, but it's sucrose, So if you don't have sucrose from here, but you have the sucrose from there, it's like, that's like saying you don't do caffeine. You don't drink coffee because it's got caffeine, but you have caffeine pills, and vice versa. It's like, so it's just, it's not saying you don't eat meat, but you're going to eat a Big Mac with the meat patty in it. It's like, so yeah, I just want to help people clarify there. The less contradictory we can be, the better we can have a direction in life. So if you're going with a place of logic, you'll get a better result. So if you have anxiety over sugar, it's just 100%, it's you. There's no physiological, if anyone can let me know down below, how does sugar trigger anxiety? They can't. That's up here, okay? Let us know down below. Sugar reverses anxiety, helps to, it depends on the person though, but biochemically, nutritionally, it'll help you chill, because it increases your dopamine, your serotonin, your tryptophan, transport, your GLUT4 pathways, your pentose, phosphate pathways, your PPP, all these things, the antioxidant level. It'll enhance all those things, okay? Enhance your muscle glycogen, sugar enhances everything. We got over 30 trillion cells. Over 30 trillion cells in the human body. Well, I didn't count them all, but around abouts. And they all run on what? Fat? No. Protein? No. Sugar? Yeah. So when you don't have enough sugar, your body's in constant, like, your cortisol goes up, you try and push more sugar in the cell, you hear all these things going on, these cascades of hormones to try and, like, emergency, like, come on, let's get some sugar going on here. That's why when you try and give up sugar, man, remember Sarah Wilson? Sarah Wilson, the author, the Aussie girl, I Quit Sugar. I've been a critic of her, but in a loving way. She jumped out of a car a few years back. She was feeling so bad on her I Quit Sugar diet. She jumped out of a car. When I read that, I was like, man, like, what's going on? Like to have such a, how do you live, man, with no sugar, or the fear of sugar? I shouldn't say no sugar, the fear of sugar. Even if you're having sugar, well, I have a bit of sugar, but only from riding a lot today, because if you eat too much sugar, it just gets stored as fat. So you're better off eating fat. They get stored as fat, just like that. So, my mind just goes on so many tangents, because all just interweave. It's like you drop in a maze in my brain of like all these questions people have, and it's just about linking them together. Anywhere in that maze I am, with the sugar maze, I can get out of it, because I've had these discussions literally thousands and thousands of times. Nobody can ever show me the data or the real life example of someone getting fat on sugar long term. I'm not talking to someone who's done a yo-yo diet, crashed their thyroid, crashed their estrogen, crashed their testosterone, and then they're having, Krispy Kreme donuts and blowing out or whatever, or sneaking, chocky, whatever, behind the closed doors, or eating really good, but they're just going to gain anyway because they're in post-starvation obesity. That's not sugar's fault. That's like smashing your car into a wall, walking out of the car wreck, and then some kid comes with a brick and goes, and throws it through the back window. And now you're blaming the kid for the broken car. No. All right? You crashed the car. You crashed your metabolism. All right? What happens afterwards, how quickly you repair, depends on how low fat you keep it, and how many other things, exercise, etc., early nights. So yeah, but to blame sugar is just so irresponsible. It's bad for you because it crushes your life quality. It crushes people's life quality around themselves. I could never, ever date someone or live with someone or be friends with someone who was scared of sugar. And that's not me being nasty. It just means that they would be too unstable, too, you know? Just be like, oh man, what are we going there again? You're scared of sugar? I mean, the life transformations I've experienced from people up the fruit, up the carbs, the starches, the sugar, the fruits, up all those three things. All those three things, especially fruit for breakfast. I mean, that's the game changer. And it's so transformative. And it sounds woo-woo nonsense, but it's not. You know, it's logic, man. Over 30 trillion cells in the human body, and they all run on sugar. And so you're fearing sugar? That's like fearing money, and you're a banker. Like your whole business and everything runs on money, which every business does. But you know what I mean? You go to work as a bank teller and you're counting money and I'm scared of this money stuff. Money's really bad, you know. Imagine that. What's the quality of life you can have as a bank teller? And you're like counting money, work at the casino. Oh, money's bad. Oh my God, it's on my fingers. Oh my God. Working as a stripper, people are just making it rain over. Oh my God, money's touching me. I don't like this. This is bad. Sugar. Oh no, sugar. My body runs on sugar. I need money to live. Money's bad. Crazy, man. Crazy. Now, money and sugar are totally different things, but you get the analogy. So, that's the deal, man. It's just in your head. It's 100% in your head. My chest tighten up. I had a guy one time, back in the day, a friend, and this is probably 15 years ago. We played a prank on him. We gave him sultanas. And he's like, I don't want any sugar on there, just raw sultanas. And then we said, yeah, there's no sugar on them. And he's like eating the sultanas. He's like eating them one by one. He's like, these are pretty sweet. These are pretty sweet. I'm like, yeah, actually, there is sugar on them. And he's like, he's just freaking out, man. He's like, I don't want sugar. And he's trying to spit them out and stuff. And we're just like, oh my God. We were laughing. And we were like, hey, no, there's no sugar on them, man. You know, there's no sugar on them. And he's like, no, I don't believe it. And we took it, I don't know how long it took us, but it took us ages to convince him there was no sugar on the sultanas, man. But he's having this, like, you know, this episode. And it was hilarious at the time. Probably not so fun for him. But, you know, fast forward 15 years, he would have a laugh about it as well. You know, and so I've been there, done that. I'm not some noob who's picked up a book and read it and go, this is how it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying when I speak with conviction, it comes from experience, right? It comes from experience. I didn't just go, okay, what do the doctors say? I'll follow that. Most of the doctors don't know nothing. Really, doctors are everyday people. They may or may not stop. They may or may not know things. I mean, I've not met many very competent doctors who really know what they're doing. You know, how to read blood tests, what this should be, what this medication's like. They're just like, yeah, I don't know. They're busy people. They see a zillion people a day and they're just like, next. They're not really, you know, do they have energy to care? What if the doctor's doing a low-carb diet? They don't have energy to care about their patients. They're just struggling to stay awake and pick up the next coffee. Like, yeah, oh, cool. Just in one out the other. They did their degree 20, 30 years ago. So if you're relying on the doctor, well, they ask my doctor if sugar's okay or this is okay. Google up what iatrogenic disease is. Iatrogenic disease, IATROGENIC, iatrogenic disease. You don't even know what that is, most people. That's pretty important to do some reading on that. So, no, I'm not saying doctors are bad. I'm just saying doctors ain't God, and you should always get second opinions. And above all, educate yourself with logic versus social narrative, okay? This hat, this could be a $50,000 hat with real rubies and stuff on there. Or it could be a $10 hat we got in Thailand. Depends on the social narrative. If Justin Bieber was wearing this hat, stand next to a Louis Vuitton, you know, sales rep, we'd be like, oh wow, that's, you know, because that's the social narrative. We create this social narrative. This hat's worth $50,000. But if I'm wearing it, it stinks. It's like cat piss. It's worth $2. So yes, it's a social narrative. Whatever you want, whatever you put meaning to has meaning. So if you say sugar gives me anxiety, it will give you anxiety, but not at a metabolic level or endocrine level or a biochemical level or whatever you want to call it. A pharmacokinetic level, it doesn't. You know, it's your belief system, and that's fine. I mean, people are scared of spiders. People are scared of snakes. They're scared of mice. I've seen people jump up on a table, a glass table, risk killing themselves to get away from a little mouse who's scared as heck, who's just trying to run across the lounge room floor, and someone gets on a table, stands in the middle of a glass table, don't know how it didn't break. That glass table breaks, you've got shards of glass going up you know, risk their life because of a little mousey. People crashing cars, huntsman spider on the windscreen. Ah! Snake outside the car, python wrapped around the windscreen wipers. People just driving, ah! Freaking out. All right? Snakes don't cause anxiety. We cause anxiety. Sugar doesn't cause anxiety. We cause anxiety based on that belief system. So, and how anxiety works, anxiety is inbuilt in us. Right? It's normal, it's natural, it keeps you alive. Anxiety helps you seek out what's dangerous, how to move away from that, etc. Helps you scan the situation. Is this safe? You know, I'm worried about that fence falling down. Anxiety is good, man. You don't want to be popping Xanax or whatever to get rid of anxiety, because anxiety keeps you alive. But you want to use anxiety wisely, just like your muscles and your fists. Or you don't want to be punching people in the chops walking down the street because you disagree with them. You'll be in prison. But your fists can be good for self-defense. They can be good for, a bit of stress relief punching bag. So anxiety is important. You've got to have anxiety. You don't want to numb anxiety. You want to use it so you win. So if you've been educated, brainwashed, sugar's bad, fruit's bad, rice is bad, I'm going to get anxiety from that, then you for sure, you'll have that issue. If someone put meat in my food, I would feel anxiety because I don't eat meat. And I'm like, oh, I eat meat, and I'll start to think, the concept of eating meat repels me. I wouldn't be like, oh, okay, that's all right. I just like, that was a chicken. I like chickens. They're cool animals. I would get anxiety from eating some meat accidentally. If someone put it in there and tricked me and said, oh, it wasn't tofu, it was meat. I'll be like, I get all this feelings of like, So that's the same with sugar, all right? The meat can't cause anxiety. I cause anxiety. Sugar can't cause anxiety. You bring it on yourself, okay? So, but it's meat, there's ethics, there's morals, there's religious things, there's all sorts, there's health, there's all sorts of reasons people don't want to eat meat, okay? And that's fantastic. We don't need to eat meat. But sugar, the body runs on sugar. So fearing sugar is like fearing oxygen. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's like fearing a glass of water. Like, it's just dumb. Fearing sugar, you should only fear sugar if you're walking along the street and a big truck full of sugar goes to dump it on you and it's going to be 4 tons and it's going to crush you. Then that's when you should fear sugar, okay? Then run and put it on video and send it to me so I can make money off that. But that's the dealio there. Sugar's everything, man. My life totally changed when I lost the fear of sugar. I lost the fear of rice. I lost the fear of fruit. My life transformed instantly. All of a sudden, the world is more colorful. It's more real, and everything works better on sugar. No matter what you're doing, sex on sugar, drugs on sugar, cycling on sugar, working on sugar, everything's better on sugar. Get enough sugar in your life, your body runs on it. You know what I mean? It's like far out. To fear sugar, man, that's really, really sad. But it goes to the deep level, and I understand that. I can empathize, and I have compassion for you people out there. I want you to feel the freedom I have with food and the joy I have for food, and having that freedom of going, wow, I understand how the human body works. It's really, really simple. It's sugar and water and oxygen. And go to bed when you can, get some sleep, and avoid stims or don't take too many. Keep your fat intake really low. Drink enough water so you're peeing clear every 2 or 3 hours. And that's when you start to live the fear of the sugar. And move your body, do a bit of exercise. Feels good. It feels good to give someone a massage or get one or play with the kids or walk the dog or climb a tree, steal neighbour's fruit, and they're getting a bunch up. But it feels good to move your body, ride your bike to the shops, clear your brain, get some oxygen. People are doing all sorts of crazy drugs and crazy stuff to get a bit of a buzz when you can get most of that, 90% of that, natty. So there you go, sugar. Do the 2 kilo sugar challenge in 1 week. Get a 2 kilo bag of sugar, consume it over the next 7 days. It's about 300 grams a day. Put it in your cereal, put it in your smoothies, put it in your sugar water bottle. Have a water bottle by your bed. Always want to have clean teeth. Regardless of any diet you're doing, a moist mouth is important. Saliva protects your teeth. And do 2 kilos in a week. And let me know how you feel. And if you want the extra bonus, cut out oil from your diet for that week or that month. And thank me later. Thank me later. Just do it. $2 experiment. You'll save money. And oil, I would say oil is the worst food out there in terms of performance and health. So the less oil you can eat, the better you're going to feel. But again, It's the anxiety from food doesn't come from the food. It comes from the belief, which is rational in some points. Some points with poison artichoke in your food. Okay, that's cool, but yeah, sugar's not a poison. Sugar's not a drug. Sugar's a nutrient. Okay, and the body runs on sugar. It's a nutrient. It's not a drug. It's not. But it's as addictive as cocaine, Harley. It is. It's more addictive than cocaine because we need sugar. It should be more addictive than cocaine. We don't need cocaine. You know what I mean? Like, it's more addictive than cocaine, and so is oxygen. Oxygen's more addictive than cocaine. It's just about people using these little sound bites. And water's more addictive than cocaine. Water's way more addictive than cocaine. All right? Because we need these things to live. You don't need cocaine. It's optional.